1942. A few days ago, Father began to talk about going into hiding. He said it would be very hard for us to live cut off from the rest of the world. He sounded so serious and felt scared. Don't worry, Annika. Just enjoy your carefree life while you can. Carefree? I was born in Frankfurt on June 12, 1929. Because we're Jewish, my father emigrated to Holland in 1933. He heard Hitler's marching gang sing that horrible song, When Jew Blood Spurts from the Night, and knew it was time to leave. But Hitler invaded Holland on May 10, 1940. 5 days later, the Dutch surrendered, the Germans arrived, and the trouble started for the Jews. Father was forced to give up his business, manufacturing products used to make jam. We couldn't use streetcars, couldn't go to the theater or movies anymore, couldn't be out on the street after 8 p.m., couldn't even sit in our own gardens. We had to turn in our bicycles. No beaches, no swimming pools, no libraries. We couldn't even walk on the sunny side of the streets. Our identity cards were stamped with a big black J, and we had to wear the yellow star. But somehow, life went on. Until yesterday, a call-up notice from the SS. My sister Margot was ordered to report for work in Germany to the Westport transit camp. A call-up. Everyone knows what that means. At 5:30 this morning, we closed the door of our apartment behind us. My cat was the only living creature I said goodbye to. The unmade beds, the breakfast things on the table, all created the impression we'd left in a hurry. And our destination? We walked 2.5 miles in the pouring rain, all the way to 263 Prinsengracht, Father's office building. Our hiding place, the secret annex, is right behind it upstairs. Even though the Germans forced Father out, he still runs the office with Mr. Crowler and me, who've offered to help us while we're in hiding.
Frank, thank God you arrived safely. Mrs. Frank. Margot? You must be exhausted. If only we'd known, we would have had it all ready for you.
You've done too much already. Besides, it's better for us to keep busy. As you see, Anne's my little helper.
I see that. Peter, come in.
Welcome, Peter. Peter Van Dam.
Welcome to the annex.
Peter, this is Anne and Margot, my wife, Mrs. Frank.
Mrs. Frank.
Please forgive me, Peter. I am not quite myself, but I'm glad you'll be with us.
I am too.
A cat! He has a cat!
A black and white one.
We have a cat too. I wanted to bring her, but I know the neighbors will take care of her till we come back. It'll be great having a cat here, won't it, Pim? Won't it be fantastic?
Dear, don't get so excited. Peter doesn't know you yet.
He'll get to know me soon, though. It's going to be so much fun having other people around. A whole other family, won't it, Margot? Yes. Like being on vacation in some strange pension or something. An adventure, romantic and dangerous at the same time.
What is it, Peter?
My parents, they're right behind me, just 1 block away.
They'll be here.
You don't think
Oh,
they're...
no, don't worry, Peter. You're just like me.
Mother's always jumping at every little thing. What's its name?
Mushi.
Mushi? Mushi. I love cats. Where did you go to school?
They set up a technical school in somebody's house. Once we were forbidden...
I had to switch from my Montessori school to the Jewish Lyceum.
I know. I saw you there.
You did?
See, what did I tell you? Now we're all here.
Just in time. We had to take the long way around. Too many police.
Welcome, Mrs. Van Dam, Mr. Van Dam. You know my wife, of course, and the children?
We have to hurry. The workmen will be here in half an hour.
Such trouble we're causing you, Mr. Crowler. After all that you and me have done, and now
You couldn't let them take your daughter away, Mr. Frank.
Please, don't worry. We'll do everything we can to help. Now I must run and get your ration books. Oh, wait! If they see our names on the ration books, won't they know we're here? Trust me, your names won't be on them. If you make a list every day, I'll try to get what you want. And every Saturday, I can bring 5 library books. 5!
I know what my 5 are going to be.
And remember, there are 7 of us.
I know, Mother.
So, it's illegal then? The ration books? We've never done anything illegal.
Don't worry, I don't think we'll be living exactly according to regulation here.
Beep, and I will be here every day. I've hidden the buzzer downstairs so we can signal you before we come up. And tomorrow I'll be placing a bookcase in front of your door. And, oh yes, one more thing. The radio.
Oh, radio! Fantastic!
Thank
How
God!
did you get it? We had to give ours up months ago.
Thank you, Mr. Crowler, for everything.
Oh, you'll tell them about the noise.
I'll tell them.
How can we ever thank you, really? How can we ever
I
thank you?
never thought I would see the day when a man like Mr. Frank would have to go into hiding.
What a journey. It's a wonder we weren't arrested. Petronella walking down the street in a fur coat, carrying a hat box in the middle of summer.
What do you need another hat for?
Oh, it's not another hat. It's... Just don't feel at home without my chamber pot.
All right, everyone, quickly, a few things. We have to get organized before 8. Anne, please, sit down. First, about the noise. While the workmen are in the building, between 8 and 6, we have to keep completely quiet. So, no shoes, and move only if absolutely necessary. We can't run any water. We can't flush the toilet in the WC. The pipes go down to the factory, and every sound can be heard.
Only one toilet for all of us?
Anne. No trash can ever be thrown out, not even the potato peel. We'll burn everything in the stove at night. We can't go outside. We can't look out the window. No coughing. If possible, no fevers. Remember, we can never call a doctor. This is the way we must live until it is over. But after 6, we can talk, laugh, move around, just as you would at home. Yes. This will be our common room, the place we will meet to have supper, like one family.
One family. I love that.
So why don't we get settled in? As Mr. Van Daan and I discussed, this floor will be the Van Daan home, the lower floor, the Frank home. Peter, sorry, I know your space is tiny, but you'll be near your parents. Actually, I'm glad you brought your cat. Meep warns us there could be rats.
Rats! Oh my God!
Don't worry, I'm sure Mushy can take care of a few rats. Come, Petronella, let's go upstairs and bring our dishes down. All our boxes are up in the attic.
Never, never can we thank you, Mr. Frank. If it weren't for you, I don't know what would have happened to us.
You can't imagine how your husband helped me. When I first came to Amsterdam, not knowing a soul, not speaking the language, I can never repay him. Besides, he's been an excellent business partner.
Well, yes, that's true.
God, it's hot.
If you would take off your precious coat for a minute, you might feel a little cooler.
You go rest, Edith. You haven't closed your eyes since yesterday. Nor you, Barbara.
I slept, Father. Isn't that funny? Even though I knew it was last night in my own bed.
You can sleep through anything. Now, take off your shoes before you forget. You too, Peter, shoes.
Are you sure you're not too tired, Annika?
Mother, please. I'm fine. Hey! What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just getting rid of it.
You can't do that. They'll arrest you if you go out without your star.
Well, who's going out? Now I don't have to be branded.
You're right. We don't need them anymore. Remember when it started? People tried to look the other way, but somehow their eyes always landed right there. Mother said this on some kite.
The day they made us wear the Jewish stars was probably the worst day of my life.
Look, I left a mark. Do you know Hanley Gosler?
No.
Yopi de Wall?
I've never heard of her.
Oh. But you heard of me.
Well, my father is your father's business
You
partner.
heard of me. You heard of me. I'm famous at my school.
That's true in a way.
What do you mean?
Anne, you must have bothered Peter.
I'm not bothering him. Mushy! Mushy!
Mushy either, huh? Tonight we'll have our first supper here together.
Thank you.
He's awfully shy.
You like him, I know.
I better. He's the only boy I'm going to see for months. And my movie stars! Pammy remembered. Oh, I moved to the right. Wait, where's my diary? I forgot
years.
But it's only for...
Not ever, Anne. This is what going into hiding means. One mistake could cost us our lives.
No, Father.
But every day, me and Mr. Crowder, they will bring us food, books, their precious company, their friends, and that's rare these days. If the Nazis found out they were hiding us, they'd be deported too.
Your fountain pen!
Your fountain pen now.
Oh, Pim! Pim, what a darling you are!
All those bags of beans and potatoes, is that what we'll be eating every night? Oh, not much variety, is there?
Oh, don't listen to her. What she can do with beans and potatoes. My wife is a great cook.
Lucky for us.
Oh, even with beans, you'll see. I am going to miss those gourmet meals.
Woody, stop exaggerating.
The women seem content, don't they?
Oh, you never tell with women, but I think we'll be all right.
Good. And Mrs. Van Dam, we will meet here at 6 and start preparing supper.
6 o'clock, yes.
All right, come away from the kitchen, Petronella. The workmen will be here any moment.
Maybe it was a mistake, all of us going into hiding together. They say it's better for families to separate, that way if we're betrayed or caught, at least the children.
The children would never have understood if we had separated. They couldn't have borne it. No more than we. Stay quiet now.
Are you all right, Margot? Feel my hands? I'm still shaking.
It's okay. We're here now. They can't take you away.
Yes. We're here.
Unter das wir nun einzutreten entschlossen sind, bis zum letzten Hauch, dieses Deutschland, der deutsche Volksgemeinschaft aller deutschen Stämme, das Großdeutsche Reich, Sicherheit! Sicherheit!
It's the silence that frightens me most. Every time I hear a creak in the house, a step on the street, I'm sure they're coming for us. I wander from room to room, feeling like a songbird whose wings have been ripped off and keeps hurling itself against the bars of its cage. Let me out, where there's fresh air and laughter. But then I remember the Jews who are not in hiding, and I know we live in a paradise. We're as quiet as baby mice. Who would have dreamed Quicksilver Ann would have to sit still for hours? And what's more, good.
What were you writing about? That was so funny. Nothing about me, I hope. Can't I take a peek?
No, Mrs. Van Dam.
Not even a little peek?
Not even a little peek, Mrs. Van Dam.
All right, fine. I'm first and coming to see
I
you.
was gonna go.
Has anyone seen my shoes?
Shoes.
You took them, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you're gonna be sorry.
Am I?
Definitely.
Anne!
Wait till I get my hands on you.
Oh, I'm waiting! Oh, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting! Here. Oh, you're strong.
Let them
You
go.
will get them away from me.
Ann.
You didn't think I was so strong, did you? Oh, I'm thinking you mad. You're getting really mad now.
Peter!
don't know how to.
I'll teach you.
I don't want any lessons.
Please.
I have to give Mushi a supper.
Can I watch?
He really doesn't like people around when he eats.
I'll be quiet. Quiet as a little mouse. He likes mice, doesn't he?
No!
Anne, you shouldn't play with Peter like that. It is not dignified.
I don't want to be dignified.
You complain I don't treat you like a grown-up, but when I do, you resent it.
I just want to have some fun. What's wrong with that boy?
He's not used to girls, especially not a girl like our Annika, huh? Give him time.
How much time does he need? Will you dance with me, Margot?
Oh, no, I have to help Mother with supper.
Come on. If we don't practice, we'll forget.
All right, all right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dancing! Where's Peter?
In his room.
His father will kill him if he catches him with that cat again. Aunt, darling, do me a favor and get Peter out of his room.
Peter! Peter!
What is it?
Your mother says to come out.
You know what your father says.
I'll be Mushi.
All right, but just give him his supper and come straight out, okay?
Is that any way to talk to your little girlfriend?
Mother, please.
Oh, look, he's blushing.
Crazy, she's only 13.
So, you're 16. Your father's older than I am. I tell you, Mr. Frank, if this war lasts much longer, we're liable to be related. Oh, look, I think I have a run here.
Some run.
God, I hate them.
Good evening, everyone. Forgive me if I can't stay, but I'm so shy I can barely get a word out of my
Oh, right, I heard about you. How you talked so much to Mr. Keesing's class that he called you Miss Quack Quack and made you write a proposition? Quack, 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 said Miss Quack Quack.
Well, go on. Tell them the rest. How it was so good he read it out loud to our class and all his other classes.
I know all about you, always joking.
I don't always joke.
Always making fun of and mocking people.
I don't always.
Quack, quack, quack.
You're the most intolerable, insufferable boy I've ever met.
Oh, you're right, Anne. You give it to him.
All the boys in the world I had to get locked up with.
Quack, quack, quack. And from now on, you stay out of my room.
Ha ha ha.
Excellent in history and in Latin.
Beef's not here yet?
The workman only left a little while ago.
What's for dinner?
Beans.
Again? You. I saw you out there playing with the cat.
He only went up there for a second. He was out here all afternoon working on his French.
Really?
How did I do in algebra?
I think we both better give up on algebra.
And how did I do?
How do you always do? Brilliant.
You might have used the subjunctive here.
What? Where?
Mrs. Van Don, may I try on your coat?
Anne, of course you may. My father gave me this coat the year before he died. He always bought the best that money could buy.
Did you have a lot of boyfriends before you were married?
And it is not courteous to ask personal questions.
Why not? I had a throng of admirers who couldn't keep their eyes off me.
Our house was always swarming with boys. I remember the summer I was 16.
God, here we go again.
Who's talking to you? We had big house in Greenwich. The boys came buzzing like bees around the honey pot. My father was very worried with all those boys buzzing around. He would say, if any one of them gets fresh, you tell him, remember, Mr. So-and-so, remember, I'm a lady.
Remember, Mr. So-and-so, remember, I'm a lady.
Very good, Anne. All right, that's enough.
What have you got to write about that's so important all the time? How much can a 13-year-old have to say?
Just because someone's young doesn't mean they don't have anything important to say, Mr. Van Dam.
Please, can't I have any privacy?
Oh, Peppinella, could you please tell me what could possibly be so private?
Well, do you remember what it's like at that age? Everything's private, even brushing your teeth.
Yeah, well, I hope she doesn't write anything about me in that diary of hers.
Don't be ridiculous. Really, Putty, you're so childish sometimes.
Haven't finished your French yet? You ought to be ashamed.
I know. I'm a hopeless case.
You are not hopeless. He is not hopeless. He just doesn't have anyone to help him like the girls do. Maybe you could, Mr. Frank?
Oh, I'm sure his father is.
No, not me, no. No, he won't listen to me.
What do you say, Peter?
Oh, Mr. Frank, you're an angel. I don't know why I didn't eat you before I met that one over there.
Come, Peter, show me what chapter you're on.
Now you listen to Mr. Frank, Peter. Mr. Frank is a highly educated man.
Aren't things bad enough around here without you sprawling all over the place?
Honestly, Putty, if you didn't smoke so much, you wouldn't be so ill-tempered.
Am I smoking? Do you see me smoking?
Don't tell me you used up all the cigarettes.
One package. Me only brought one package.
You are smoking up all our money.
Oh, would you just shut up? And what are you staring at?
Never seen grown-ups quarrel before. Not only children quarrels, and it wore off when you grew up.
This isn't a quarrel. It's a discussion. And I never heard children so rude before.
Red? Me? I don't know how you could
Anne, would you please get me my knitting? I really must remember to ask me for some more wool.
Yes, and I have a book for her to return, and I need some more hairpins, and so...
Please, Meep, get me some starch, some tea, some biscuits, a movie star magazine. Tell us all the latest news, Meep. Meep. It's a wonder Meep has a life of her own. Did you know she was engaged to someone called Jan? She's crazy about him, but terrified the Nazis are going to send him.
Could you try being quiet for just 5 minutes?
Anne, come and have your milk.
I mean, talk. Chatter. It's a wonder we haven't been discovered and shot by now. Why don't you show off all the time? Can't you be quiet like your sister Margot? Be a good girl?
Not me. I'm going to be remarkable. I'm going to Paris.
Oh, really?
You'll see. I'm going to be a famous writer, or singer, or dancer someday.
Oh my God, my coat, my beautiful fur coat!
I'm sorry.
Do you know how much my father paid for this coat? Look at it!
I'm very, very
I
sorry.
could kill you for this!
Ellen.
You can't behave like this.
It was an accident. Anyone could have an
Well, I
accident.
am not just talking about the coat, Anne. We are all living under great stress, but you don't hear Margot getting into arguments with the Van Dams, do you?
Margot's perfect. She never gets into arguments with anyone.
I'm not perfect.
She is courteous. She keeps her distance, and they respect her for it. Just try to be more like Margot.
And have them walk all over me too? No, thank you.
They don't walk all over me.
Oh, yes, they do. All over you.
I'm not afraid of them walking over you, Anne. I am afraid of you walking over them. I don't know what happens to you. Have I ever talked to my mother the way
Yes,
you talk to
Mother. No, Mother. Anything you say, Mother. People aren't like that anymore. I can't do everything for you.
How come Margot doesn't...
Margot. That's all I ever hear.
Oh, Anne, don't be so dramatic.
Everything she does is right and everything I do is wrong. If I talk, I'm a show-off. If I answer, I'm rude. Selfish if I eat too much. Stupid, cowardly, and complete disappointment. I'll never live up to your expectations. I'll never be Margot.
I don't know how we can go on living like this.
You know, Anne, in 2 minutes she'll be laughing and joking again like nothing ever happened.
Room, no privacy for any of us. Ugh, those people, the way they behave. Your father chooses to shut his eyes to those things. I can't even remember how life used to be.
Oh, Beep!
Me.
Does everyone have their list?
Meep, our darling Meep!
Oh, now you get your library book, darling.
Oh, Beep! What is it like outside?
How are you, Mr. Krause?
Where did you go today? Who did you see? Did anyone interesting come into the office?
Oh, when meat comes, the sun begins to
We
shine.
missed you yesterday, Mr. Crowley.
Tell us, Beep. We want to know everything.
Won't you stay for supper?
Thank you, but there's something we need to talk over. Something that needs to be decided immediately. What? What is it, Mr. Crawler?
You know, every time we come, we try to bring you some good news. But up here, you just don't understand how bad things have become on the outside.
There's a dentist, Alfred Dussel. He's Jewish. He's been living with a Christian woman, but today he asked if I knew of a safe address. He's desperate. I promised I would let him know.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Dussel, I believe we know him.
It's great news, we.
Yes, but where will he sleep? I mean, there's barely enough room for...
Forgive me, I spoke without consulting you. I was sure that you...
No, it's just so little food.
Mr. Van Dam, I've tried. There are no more ration books to be had.
Where 7 can eat, 8 can eat as well.
I hope so.
If we can save even one person, we must.
Yes. Of course, you're right.
Yes, definitely. Mr. Crawler will go meet him. I will bring him up.
Yes, tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Well, it's fine to have him, but where are we going to put him?
He can have my bed. I'll sleep on the floor.
You're very kind, Peter, but there's hardly enough room for you up there.
I know. I'll move in with you and Mother and Mr. Dussel can have my bed.
No. Margot will move in with us and Mr. Dussel can have her bed. It is the only way.
But why? Why can't I move in?
Because it wouldn't be proper for Margot. Please, Aunt, just don't argue. It is settled.
As far as I'm concerned, Mother can go jump in the lake. I don't know why I've taken such a terrible dislike to her. But I can imagine her dying someday, while Papa's death seems inconceivable to me. It's very mean of me, I know, but that's how I feel. I hope Mother will never read this, or anything else I've written. She's not a mother to me. I have to mother myself. Who can I turn to? Only my diary. I have to become a good person on my own, but I know it will make me stronger in the end. 3.5 months in the annex, and we're all eagerly awaiting our latest edition. What will he be like? Meep says he's quiet, refined, and, by all accounts, an excellent dentist. He's meeting Mr. Prowler at 11 sharp at a certain place in front of the post office. It's all very exciting and totally nerve-wracking. What if they get caught? Those last few hours are the most dangerous for a Jew who goes into hiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's done.
Everything went smoothly. Mr. Ducey said he had even his time. He had to wear his coat over his office jacket so no one would see the yellow star. He was amazed to be brought to the center of Amsterdam rather than into the country where so many hiding places are. Of course, he had no idea we were right upstairs waiting for him.
I'm dreaming. Mr. Frank? Otto Frank? I heard you were in Switzerland. A patient of mine told me you escaped to Basel or Belgium or someplace.
That's what everyone thinks. The Nazis included, we hope.
We tricked them.
We're so glad you've come, Mr. Dussel.
We all are.
How can I thank you?
Oh, not us. No, me and Mr. Crowley.
Yes, without them we couldn't live.
Aren't you scared of me? Sometimes.
We're not heroes.
You're much too modest to me.
We just don't like the Nazis. Anything about them.
Come, Mr. Dussel, sit. You must be worn out.
Oh, let's all have a little toast to Mr. Dussel.
Cognac. We were saving it in case of illness, but...
But what better way to use it, huh? Mr. Dussel, we are honored to have you with us.
Prost.
Prost! Oh, delicious.
Too bad there's so little of it.
I believe we know someone in common, Mr. Dussel.
Huh?
Dr. Kinsler. We used to be friends back in the old days in Frankfurt. Look, what is it?
Dr. Kinslow was taken last month. Beethovenstraat. They took the whole block.
Mr. Dussel, what is happening outside?
Yes, tell us.
All over Amsterdam, Jews are disappearing. Torn from their beds in the middle of the night. Oh my God, the screams. Children come home from school, their parents are gone. Women come from shopping, whole families vanished. It's impossible to escape unless you go into hiding. Thousands are being taken away, deported. The Bloombergs, Professor Hollenstein.
Oh, no!
Yes. You have 5 minutes to get ready. Take only what you can carry in a rucksack. Turn it into the Jewish theater for days, weeks sometimes. And then, Westerbork, the transit camp. From there, every Tuesday like clockwork, a train leaves for the east.
Mr. Dussel, do you know the Goslers? Their daughter Hanley and I, we've been friends since we were born. They didn't come for them, did they? Not Hanley! It can't be!
There's a family by the name of...
No! No.
Sure, Mr. Dussel needs to get settled before supper. I'm sorry, we can't offer you your own room. I trust you won't mind sharing one with my daughter.
Forgive me for upsetting you.
You had to tell us, we had to know.
And you show Mr. Dussel your room.
Me, thank you for everything.
All he said, so terrible. It's so different from what Mr. Crawler's been telling us.
I like it better the way Crawler tells it.
Well, here we are.
It isn't very big, is it?
I've never shared a room with a man before. I hope I'll be a suitable companion. I know you'll miss the woman you live with terribly.
Charlotte and I have never been apart. It happened so quickly. I couldn't tell where I was going. I didn't know myself.
You weren't supposed to. None of our friends knew. It would have been too dangerous. Not just for us, for them. And for Charlotte.
You're a very bright young lady. I hope you'll bear with me.
I hope you'll bear with me. I seem to irritate everyone around here. What's she like, your Charlotte?
Charming, beautiful. You'd like her. She's not Jewish, you know.
Oh, I know. Me told us. That's my bed, and that's Margaret's where you'll sleep. I know it's small and dark in here, but if you peek through the blackout curtain, you'll see the most beautiful chestnut tree in the world. I can't wait till it's in blossom. Though, I hope the war is over by then, and I'll all be back home. I was wondering about the room. Margot always had it in the afternoons, and I had it in the mornings. Would that be all right with you?
Actually, I'm not at my best in the morning.
Then you take the mornings, and I'll take the afternoons. Did you bring your dental equipment?
Oh, no.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I love those little mirrors.
It's very hard being a dentist. Children don't understand that.
What do you mean?
Well, nobody likes going to the dentist. Everyone makes fun of dentists, but believe me, it's no fun for us. Everyone hates us.
That's awful.
By the way, when you were in here, where do I go? Up there with those people?
And Mushi,
Musha? Who's Musha?
Peter's cat.
A cat? There's a cat here?
Oh, you love Mushi. He's the sweetest cat in the world.
I hate cats. They're terrifying. They give me asthma.
Don't worry. Peter keeps it in his room all the time.
Well, let's hope so. and Mr. Kraler spoke of a schedule?
It's mainly about when we have to be quiet and when we can use the WC. You can use it now if you'd like.
Oh, thank you.
You don't know how important the WC can get to be when you're in hiding, especially when you're scared.
No, I do understand. You know, if you don't mind, I think I'd like to lie down before supper. It helps the digestion.
You rest, Mr. Diesel. I'll try and make you feel at home.
This is Colin Reese Parker with the BBC Radio Europe, November 12th. Yesterday, German forces entered and occupied France. Acting quickly to counter sweeping Allied gains, Hitler sent armored columns to occupy Vichy, France. The Vichy regime came to an end, and with it, the final pretense that part of France was a free zone.
I couldn't sleep tonight, even after Father tucked me in. I feel wicked sleeping in a warm bed when my friends are at the mercy of the cruelest monsters ever to walk the earth. And all because they're Jews. We assume most of them are murdered. The BBC says they're being gassed. Perhaps that's the quickest way to die. No matter what I'm doing, I can't stop thinking about those who are gone. All we can do is wait for the war to end. The whole world is waiting. And many are waiting for death.
Achtung! Achtung! The list for Tuesday's train. 1,000 will leave Westport tomorrow for labor service in the east. No exemptions.
No! Don't let them take me!
Be quiet!
I won't get on the train!
Then it's all killed!
Darling, you're here, you're asleep. It was a dream, but it was only a dream.
Drink another nightmare. I don't sleep anymore. I spend half my night shushing her.
Little man.
Every night, Mrs. Frank, every night she's putting us all in danger.
Please, Mr. Tussle, go back to bed. She'll be all right in a minute.
What happened?
Another nightmare.
It sounded like somebody was murdering her.
Oh, can I get you some water? It's a bad dream, wasn't it? Oh, man. It's all right. It's all right. I'm waiting for you.
I think you should go.
You don't want me to sit here and...
I'd rather you didn't. Would you ask Father to come in? Please.
Edith?
She wants you, Otto. She's still trembling. It's all right, just go to her.
It's crazy.
You weren't like this.
Well, I'm more like you. It's not that she doesn't love you. Oh, Pim, I dreamt I broke through the bookcase. Took us all away. The train whistle, Pim, the train going to the east. Did I yell terribly loud? Do you think anyone outside heard? I know what you're thinking, but I can't help the way I feel. I just don't love her.
Anne.
We don't get along. We never have. And now I hate being cooped up with her. I don't get along with anyone here. My nightmares, Pim. Everyone hates me for having them. I can't stop
having nightmares, and only you let them out. Your mother has them too. Terrible nightmares. She's having a very hard time.
I know, Pim. I'm trying to change. I have another side. A better, finer side. But it's as if I'm torn in half. What's good, what's bad, Pim, I don't know. I want to be a better person, but not if it means shutting myself off, hiding how I feel.
I understand. We've always understood each other, you. You know, Annika, you taught me something the day we came back.
Me?
Remember when we arrived? Your mother and Margot, they were numb. They couldn't walk. They couldn't move. I was a wreck with worry, but you skipped around the room, calling it an adventure. You showed me you could escape. Now when I read my Dickens, it takes me to another world. In that world I feel safe. Plus you have something to do with a diary. You're lucky.
Lucky?
You can write. You can put all your thoughts, all your feelings down on paper.
The house is shaking!
I know, Anne. The more planes, the sooner the war will end.
Tonight, after the radio broadcast, Pin asked us all what was the first thing we want to do when we're liberated. I'd be so thrilled, I wouldn't know where to begin. I long to be back in school with my friends, ride a bike, whistle, laugh so hard it hurts. I wonder if anyone will ever not think about whether I'm Jewish. Just a young girl, badly in need of some good plain fun. Margaret said,
I want to go dancing, learn the latest step, and fly all over the room in a new pair of dancing shoes.
The movies. I'd love to go to the movies. A Western, if they ever let us back in again.
I'm longing for a real cup of coffee, with cream and sugar. No, a whole potful.
A bath. A hot bath in a bathtub. Laying there luxuriating for hours. And then Putty comes in and soaps my back.
and Putty said,
Cream cakes. First thing out of here, I'm going to Burkholz for cream cakes.
Charlotte, just to look at her, just to listen to her for hours.
You know what I want? To take my family to the seashore for a picnic for the whole day.
Oh.
What a beautiful menorah, Mr. Van Dam.
was very moving.
It's not over yet. There's still the song. Present.
No, not this year.
And no latkes either.
Hey, don't remind me.
I make the best latkes you've ever tasted.
Please, I can't bear it.
Invite us all next year.
Darling.
Present for Margot. Read it out loud.
Margot, you never lose your temper. You never will, I fear. You're just so good, but if you should, put all your crosswords here. A new crossword puzzle book!
Oh, it's not new. It's yours. I rubbed it all out. But if you wait a while and forget, you can do it all over again.
Oh, it's wonderful!
For Mrs. Von Don.
Oh, it's beautiful. What's in it?
Shampoo. I took all the tiny pieces of soap and mixed them with the last of my toilet water.
Oh, how sweet. Thank you, Anne.
This is all Anne's idea.
For Mr. Von Don. This is really something. Something you want more than anything in the world.
Oh, my goodness. What can it be? I can't wait. A cigarette!
Pim found some old pipe tobacco in the pocket lining of his coat and we made it. Well, Pim did. But it's real tobacco, I promise.
Yeah, we'll see. Thank you, Ed. Truly, I need it.
For Mother.
Here is an IOU. I promise to pay. 10 hours of doing whatever you say. Oh, Anne.
Oh boy, would I love to get that little piece of paper. 10 hours, huh? You wouldn't consider selling it.
Heather, the best present I ever had.
For Pim.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to get anything. Oh.
I made it out of bits of wool I found. No one helped me. Not even Mother. Not even Margot. I made it after I got into bed in the dark.
You're keeping me up all night, writing in a diary. I'm only joking.
I'm afraid it looks better in the dark.
I think it looks perfect. Thank you, Annika.
I shall treasure it.
For Mooshie.
Oh, Anne, the ribbons from your ballet shoes.
On behalf of Mushi, thank you. It's very sweet of you.
And from Miss Quack Quack. Go ahead! Open it!
You sure nothing's gonna jump out and bite me?
What is it?
A razor! He got it for me. And you really do need one now.
Yeah, what for?
Look at his upper lip. There's a little something growing there.
Oh, there is? Well, I'll put a little milk in it and have the cat lick it off.
You think you're funny, do you? Well, I like it. Thanks, Anne.
And last, but never least, my roommate, Mr. Dussel.
You got something for me, Ann? Oh. Oh, what could it be? Capsules. 2 capsules. Not poison, I hope.
Earplugs, so you won't hear me thrashing around at night. Do they work?
What?
Do they work?
Oh my God, I'm in my head! Help, help! I'm only joking. Thank you, Ann.
Has she ever doodled?
I love my present.
Isn't that darling of her?
One last thing.
What?
One present, just one,
Who for? Show us!
for your mother for tonight.
A music box. Oh, how did you ever do that?
I saved it. I was hoping we wouldn't be here for Hanukkah, but I brought it just in case.
This was all the way back to my great-grandmother. Father's an angel for saving it.
Why didn't you save anything of mine?
Oh, I saved you, didn't I?
Listen.
Look, Mushi loves his present.
Feed it that cat, they'll give me asthma.
What's the matter with you? Get the cat out of here.
Cat? What cat?
It doesn't have to be the cat, his clothes are enough.
Don't worry, we're getting rid of it.
Finally, you're listening to me.
I'm not doing it for you, Dussault. I'm just sick of those damn fleas. Out it goes.
Mr. Von Dam, you can't do that.
That's Peter's cat. Peter loves that cat.
If he goes, I go.
So go. Go!
You're not going. And the cat's not going. Put the towel away. Sit down, Mr. Dussault. It's Hanukkah. A time for celebration. Girls, sing the song.
Ma'otzer Yashuasi Lahanae Mitzoveya Tikon Belafirasi Lahanae Mitzoveya. Oh God.
Do you hear anything? I think they've gone.
Gestapo?
No, it's Gestapo. They'd be up here by now. Maybe it was a thief. There's nothing to do. I'm going down.
What? Oh, no. Papa, come here. Maybe we can find them. Buddy, where's our money?
Be still.
Why wait till they drag us
Would you
away?
be
Do
still?
something.
Someone get Papa.
Quiet.
I'll go.
Sit down.
Please go.
Effie's fine. Quiet. It was a thief.
How do you know?
Took the cash box. He ran out so fast he left the front door wide open. The noise must have scared him away. The danger's past. We're safe.
Maybe, but we're in even greater danger now than before.
Mr. Dussault, please.
Because somebody now knows we're up here.
And why are you pointing at him? It was an accident. It could have happened to any one of us.
You mean to tell me a thief is going to go to the police and say, I was robbing a place the other night and I heard a noise above my head? You think a thief is going to say that?
Yes, I do.
Well, you're crazy.
Someday he'll get caught and he'll make a bargain with the police. He says, yeah, let me go and I'll show you where some Jews are hiding. Maybe he'll even give him a reward. 7.5 guilders a Jew.
We can't stay here anymore. Please, Papa, let's go. Let's just go.
Go.
Where would we
Get
go?
to the street.
Nobody's leaving. We can't panic. If we panic, we're lost. We've survived here for 6 months together. What's going on? Mark, Ann, the song, please.
Ma'otzer Yeshuasi Lahanae Mitzoveya Tikon Beis Tefilasi B'Shum Todan Sometimes I see myself alone in a dungeon without father and mother. Or I'm in the streets, or the annex is on fire, or they come in the middle of the night to take us away, and I know it could all happen soon. I see the 8 of us in the annex as if we're a patch of blue sky threatened by menacing black clouds.
We're surrounded by darkness and danger, and in our desperate search for a way out, we keep bumping into each other. We look at the fighting below and the peace and beauty above, but we're cut off by the dark, massive clouds and can go neither up nor down. It looms before us, an impenetrable wall. I can only cry out and implore, open wide, let us out.
Saturday, January 1st, 1944. Another new year has begun, and we're in the middle of the great terror known as winter. We've been here 1 year, 5 months, and 25 days. We're all thinner, paler, and a lot hungrier. We've been plagued by medical problems. Someone's always suffering from something. And although we can't call a doctor, our favorite dentist is never too far away.
Almost done, Mrs. Mendez. If you would just hold on a little longer.
You're killing me!
Well, if you stop complaining, perhaps I could finish sooner.
All right. I'll try.
You got my instrument caught in your tooth. Stop moving around. You're making it go in deeper.
There, I got it.
I'm lucky. I've been healthy. In fact, I've been growing. So much I can't fit into my shoes anymore, not to speak of anything else. And there's another change. Something happening inside me. Each time I get my period, and it's only been 3 times, I have the feeling that, despite the pain, I have a sweet secret, and I long for the time I'll feel that secret again. Sometimes, when I lie in bed at night, I feel a terrible urge to touch my breasts and listen to the beating of my heart. Once, when I spent the night at Yogi's, I could no longer restrain my curiosity about her body, which she always kept hidden from me. I asked her if, as proof of our friendship, we could touch each other's breasts. She refused. I also had a terrible desire to kiss her, which I did. Every time I see a female nude, such as the Venus in my art history book, I go into ecstasy. Sometimes I find them so exquisite I have to struggle to hold back my tears. And there's something else. Peter, whenever he looks at me with those eyes.
Me!
Happy New Year, me! Happy Year! Oh, you really should understand yourself, but we love that you come.
Oh, Meep, you smell like the way tan. How are you?
Would you mind giving this to Charlotte for the new year?
Oh,
Me?
Feeling any better, Margot?
A little.
Maybe this will make you feel better.
I'll get the plates.
Is it your special spice cake?
Spice cake, exactly your favorite.
Everybody's favorite.
Oh, me, you must have used up all your rations for the week.
Oh, how sweet. And look, she wrote peace in 1944.
Last issue of Peace of 1943.
Well, that's from sometime, doesn't it?
Here's the knife, Petronella. Now, how many of us are there?
Oh, none for me, thank you.
Okay, so that leaves 7.
No, 8, the same number there always is. Eh?
Well, I just assumed that Margot wouldn't have any.
Oh, why not? It'll be one little piece of cake will harm her.
I just didn't want her to start coughing again, that's all. Fine, 8. 8, come on.
And Mrs. Frank should cut the cake. She divides things better.
What are you saying? Don't I always give everyone exactly the same?
Oh, yes, everyone gets exactly the same. Except Mr. Van Dam, who always gets a little bit more.
Now, just a minute.
No, please, me. You see how a little spice cake goes to our heads?
Mrs. Frank, you cut the cake.
It looks delicious.
Need that smell. You're sure you won't have a piece?
No, thank you. I have to leave in a minute.
First piece. The next one. Thank you.
Here.
Oh, Mädchen. Jan is lucky to have a woman who can bake like this.
Jan! Tell us about Jan.
Jan is taking me to a party tonight.
A party? Oh, we remember everything so you can tell us all about it tomorrow. Everyone you dance with.
Jan. Only with Jan. Oh, you seem to have forgotten something. Or someone.
Me?
What? What is it? Come on, I can't stand the suspense.
Me? Where did you find
You
them?
can't even get a slipper on the black market these days.
Oh, they match. Incredible.
All grown up, ready for Hollywood.
Enjoy them, Anne. And don't worry, I'll give you all the full report tomorrow.
Oh, Meek, there's something I'd like you to do for me.
What? What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
What is it?
He wants to sell her fur coat.
No. Please. You can't do this to me. This is my coat. My father gave me this coat. I've had this coat for 17 years. No, don't you dare.
You have to
You
give
have
it
no
up.
right. Just let it go, please.
You can't hold on to this.
Please,
Not
let
with
go
so
of
many
it.
people so desperate need for warm clothing. And besides, we're broke. We're running out of money for months now. I have to sell it.
Mrs. Frank. I remember when a new year was something to look forward to.
Mrs. Frank, you mustn't give up hope.
There's no hope to be had, I know that. I knew it the night Hitler came to power and that voice came screaming out of the radio. I sat there paralyzed. And now in London, what is the Dutch Queen doing? What are they all doing? They're not even mentioning fortunes. The trains are still leaving. Why don't they bomb the tracks? I can't talk about this with the others, me.
I understand, Mrs. Frank.
I know they're all making plans and counting the days until the war is over. But I have to tell you, I feel the end will never come. Sometimes I want to give myself up.
Forgive me, Mrs. Frank, but you must try to take things a little easier. They need you. The children need you.
I'm embarrassed to feel this way. I know you and Mr. Crowley have it just as hard.
No, Mrs. Frank. We don't.
Thank you for listening to me.
Non, ce n'est pas ce que tu penses.
Hans, Mr. Dussel. Hans, from penser, to think. C'est que vous ne faites pas beaucoup.
No, you're talking too fast.
Oui, je sais.
Je sais, that I know.
Bon, continuons. La page suivante, s'il vous plaît.
I just don't understand. I would never have done anything like that to you.
Cope was 17 years old, for God's sake. Those skins have seen their
That
day.
is not the point,
No.
and you know it.
The point is that we need the money. We have no money. Can't you get that through your head?
Don't talk to her like that.
You've never understood anything.
Oh, God, here we go again.
That coat was the last thing, a whole world gone.
You still got us, haven't you?
You took the last memory of my father away.
Do we have to hear about your father again? If you weren't so attached to your father, your coat, our apartment, and all the goddamn possessions, we'd be in America by now.
It's not her fault.
Please. It wasn't just me, you know. You are the one that didn't want to leave
No,
your
I stayed because of you. Oh, believe me, I knew which way the wind was blowing.
Oh, sure. You always know everything.
Mother, please stop.
Oh, your mother will never listen.
If I could just say one thing.
No. You cannot. You say too much already, and besides, it's none of your business.
You shouldn't have said that, Mother.
What?
You hurt her feelings.
Oh, well, I apologize, all right? I apologize to everyone.
You left us. I'm sorry for what happened there. I wish I could have said something. My parents just make me feel so... I can't stand it when they just... Sometimes I wish I didn't belong to them at all. I just hope I don't drown like them.
You won't. I know it.
Like him. What if I'm like him?
You're not. Believe me.
All I can say is if it wasn't for you and for you. You're always such a big help to me.
I am. How?
Well, when you're cheerful, it keeps me from being depressed.
Not always so cheerful, you know, inside.
Really?
It's hard. If you want to cry or something, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's easy for me, I guess, when there's a fight with my parents, I can just go and whatever.
You're lucky you have a room of your own.
Well, at least you can talk to your parents.
Not really. I never discuss anything serious with Mother. She just doesn't understand. I can talk about everything with Father. Except Mother. I don't think you can really be intimate with someone if they hold something back. Do you?
Well, I think your father's terrific.
He likes you too.
Do you think so?
I can tell from the little things he says. It's funny, isn't it?
What?
Well, we've been living here for almost a year and a half, and this is the first time we really talked.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know something weird?
What?
I've never really had a friend. Someone I could truly confide in.
Me neither. Smile for me?
Why?
Well, you have dimples when you smile.
Dimples. The only mark of beauty I possess.
That's not true. You're pretty.
Me?
Yes. You.
The sun is shining. The sky a deep blue. There's a magnificent breeze. And I'm longing. So longing. For everything. I walk from room to room, breathe through the cracks in the window frames. Feel my heart beating as if to say, can't you fulfill this longing at last? I long for every boy. And to Peter, I want to shout, say something. Don't just smile at me all the time. Touch me, so I can get that delicious feeling inside. I feel spring within me. I feel spring awakening. I feel it in my entire body and soul. I'm utterly confused. Don't know what to read, to write, to do. I only know I am longing.
What is it this time?
Don't ask.
I have to ask. I have to prepare myself.
God, I can't eat this anymore. Pickles, kale, and rotten potatoes every night for weeks.
Something wrong, Mr. Dussel? Maybe you should try cooking for a change instead of insulting my wife.
And I thought you prepared the kale very well, Mrs. Fontan. I don't know how you do it.
Mr. Frank, always the soul of politeness.
Every night, another miracle.
Careful, Mr. Dussel. We don't want to clog the pipe like last week.
Please.
Margot, you're not eating. You have to eat.
I'm not hungry.
Well, she doesn't want it. Peter will eat it.
Come, Margot, let's take a bite.
No, I can't. I just can't.
She eats like a bird. Look at her, every day a smaller bird. Margot, I'm doing the best I can.
I know. I'm sorry, Mrs. Van Dien.
Anne's eating, Peter's eating.
How do you do it? I don't look at it, pretend it's delicious, and before I know it, it's gone.
Very wise, Annika.
I eat because I'm hungry.
Margot, you have to force yourself. You're too thin.
She's not the only one. We're all famished.
Will this war ever be over?
War would be over a lot sooner if the goddamn British would start the invasion.
Please, not
The
tonight.
British are fighting for their lives.
They'll do something when the time is right.
Yeah, when we're dead and buried, you mean? Oh, it's amazing how strong these Germans are.
Oh, it's amazing. These Germans are so strong, they're going to win the war.
Well,
Is that what you're trying to say?
They might. They very well might if the British don't get moving.
They're moving, for crying out loud. 3,000 tons of bombs dropped on Hamburg last week. Isn't that enough for you?
No.
Well, how many bombs do you need?
Enough so that we don't have to worry about going to Poland.
You think I like spending my life in there?
Mr. Crowley.
Oh, I'm sorry to be coming this late at night, but something has happened.
What is it?
You're gonna have to be more careful, more quiet. The other day, a workman asked me, well, what do you hear about Mr. Frank? And I said, well, rumor has it that he's gone to Switzerland. And he said he had heard that also, but thought maybe I knew something more. And then today, I looked up while I was signing some invoices, and he was staring at the bookcase.
Oh my God!
He said he thought he remembered a door being there. Then he asked me for more money, 10 more guilders a month.
Blackmail.
10 guilders, very modest blackmail.
Yeah, that's just the beginning.
What did you tell him?
I told him I had to think about it. Should I pay him the money? Should I take a chance on firing him? For God's sake, pay him the money.
Offer him half. We'll find out if it's blackmail or not.
Listen, maybe he knows nothing, but it's getting more dangerous out there every day. You can trust nobody, nobody. You have to be quiet, quiet. All right, I'll offer him half then.
Thank you, Mr. Crowley.
Yeah. We'll hope for the best.
Thank you.
Mother, please don't be upset. I can't bear to seeing you this way.
It'll be all right, Annika. Go back to your son.
I'd rather stay here with you.
And now, from London, a message from the Dutch Minister of Education, Mr. Gerrit Bolkestein.
History cannot be written on the basis of official documents alone. If our descendants are to understand what we as a nation have endured during these years, we need simple, everyday pieces. A diary, letters from a fourth.
I can't believe it. Did he really say a diary? I'll start revising it tomorrow. Maybe one day I can even publish a novel. The Secret Annex, based on my diary. Unless you write yourself, you can't know how wonderful it is. When I write, I shake off all my cares. But I want to achieve more than that. I want to be useful and bring enjoyment to all people, even those I've never met. I want to go on living even after my death.
Mr. Dussel is getting awfully impatient out there.
I'm always waiting for him.
Are you going up to the attic again with Peter? We've already spent so much time there together.
I was up there exactly twice. Once to practice French together, and once to get potatoes for supper.
Yes, but you know Mrs. Van Dam. She's got a comment for every little thing.
She can't help herself. It's in her nature. And I don't think it's Mrs. Van Dam that's upsetting you.
I'm not upset.
You're not jealous of Peter and me? I'd be insanely jealous if it were you instead of me.
Yes, I imagine you would be. But I'm not.
Aren't you, Margot? Tell me the truth.
Who wouldn't want someone to talk to every night and visit with, and who knows what else? Yes, I'm jealous. But not of you and Peter. I just like someone of my own. I'm happy you have someone.
You mean it?
Yes, of course. I want you to have a good time tonight and every night. You've already missed out on so much here.
Oh, Margot, you're such a generous person. Anyway, there's nothing to be jealous of. We don't do anything. He's never even kissed me.
Oh, the kiss will come.
I'm not sure I want it to.
Oh, yes, you do. I know you. It's in your nature. Wait, let me fix your hair before you go home.
There.
Now you're ready.
I presume I can finally get back into my room?
Our room, Mr. Dussel. And yes, you may return.
Thank you very much.
And again,
Again. And look at her.
hold up in the attic. You better bundle up.
My day was the boys who called on the girls.
Young people need to feel they have secrets. The attic's the only place they can talk.
Talk. That's not what they called it in my day.
Well, I think we have a little romance developing in our little annex.
If we're here much longer, we might have a little annex wedding.
Frankly, I can't stand this stupid chatter another minute. And remember to be down by 9.
You're so old-fashioned. I guess they just don't realize how much more advanced we are.
I like the shoes. I've always liked the shoes.
Meep always does everything just right.
She likes you a lot.
I love her. But I hate having to ask for absolutely everything. Doesn't it make you miserable to be so dependent on people?
I'm not miserable anymore. I mean, even when I see you on the staircase, sometimes I feel
I feel the same.
You know, you've changed. I used to think you're a real pain in the neck.
My life before seemed so unreal. Nothing to do with who I am now. I see myself then as an utterly superficial girl. I wouldn't go back to being her for the world.
Well, you sure do seem to know a lot about yourself. I guess it comes from all the writing that you do.
If I didn't, I mean, write what I think, what I feel, I'd suffocate.
I want to be a real writer someday. I know I can write, and my harshest critic. But who knows if I truly have talent or not? What do you want to do?
Oh, I don't know. Something that doesn't take much brains. Maybe if I had your drive,
That's ridiculous.
No, it's true. I'm a complete idiot.
You're too hard on yourself.
I didn't have a lot going for me on the outside.
But don't you miss... Peter, I miss so many things. Sometimes I dream I'm back in our old apartment. I wake up and wonder, why can't I run outside? You can't see the moon from here. Just like you said. How beautiful. Look at our little attic. The moonlight coming in.
Are you cold?
No. Well, maybe just a little.
Here.
Peter, have you ever kissed a girl?
I guess so.
You have? When?
Well, it wasn't a big deal.
Tell me.
On my birthday, I was blindfolded. I don't even know who the girl was.
There's nothing wrong with being kissed or anything. Though I'm sure Margot would never kiss a boy unless she were engaged to him. And I know Mother never touched a man before she met him. My girlfriends would say, Anne, how shocking! But who cares what they say anyway? Everything's so different now. Here.
You called it our attic before. Do you really think it's ours?
I do.
You won't let them stop me from coming here, will you?
No, I promise. Maybe I'll bring one of my stories and read it to you sometime.
You'll come tomorrow night?
If you want me to.
I do.
It's 9:05.
I will then.
All Jews must be out of German-occupied countries before July 1st. The province of Utrecht will be cleansed of Jews between April 1st and May 1st. The provinces of North and South Holland, including Amsterdam, immediately thereafter. A faster pace evacuating the Jews will begin as we move them by train, not once, but twice a week, transporting 12,000 Jews a month. This is dirty work, but a mission of great historical purpose. When not a single Jew remains in the Netherlands, people will again walk freely in the streets.
Otto, listen. All right?
Please, go back to sleep.
Believe it? The bread! He is stealing the bread!
Herman, for God's
What
sake!
is it? What's going on?
Your husband is stealing our bread! It can't be! Honey, what are you doing?
Before!
I don't believe you. If he steals once, he will steal again. Every day I watch the children getting thinner, and he comes in the middle of the night and steals the bread that you go to them.
Please!
Mom, it's only one piece of...
No! Here! Go! I want him to go.
Go where?
Anywhere!
You can't mean what you're saying.
It would be impossible for him.
Edith, you know how upset you've been.
That has nothing to do with it.
He couldn't help himself. It can happen to any one of us. It won't happen again.
Never again, I promise.
I can't take away them air. They have to go. You put us out on the street? There are other hiding places. Me will find you a place. And don't worry about the money. I will find you the money.
Mr. Frank, you said that you would never forget what my husband did for you.
My husband had any obligation to you, it is paid for.
For God's sake, Edith, I've never seen you like this.
You can't throw Peter out. Peter hasn't done anything.
Peter can stay.
I wouldn't feel right without my parents.
Please, Mother, don't be killed on the street.
Anne's right. You can't send them away.
He can stay until he finds another place. But we are switching rooms. I do not want him near the food.
Let's divide it up now.
We're not going to divide up some rotten potatoes.
What are you doing?
Stop.
Mrs.
Mr.
Frank?
Dussel, stop.
Mr. Frank?
No more.
Mrs. Vander?
Please, no more. Stop it. Stop.
Enough! Margot! Mr. Dussel, everyone back to your room. Edith, come. Mr. Dussel, I think the potatoes can wait. Will you let them wait? Me? At this hour?
Everyone, the most wonderful, most incredible news.
What is it?
The invasion has begun. What? Did you hear me? The invasion. It's happening right now. Oh, the excitement. You can feel it in the streets. More than 4,000 ships. They've landed on the coast of Normandy.
The British?
British, Americans, everyone. Look, I brought it back.
For over a year we've been praying for this moment.
Sherwood, the first city.
How long will it take them to get from Normandy to the Netherlands?
Edith, what did I tell you?
Cherbourg, Caen, Quennebec, Paris, and then
Irvin, did you hear we're going to be free soon?
People of Western Europe, a landing was made this morning on the coast of France by troops of the Allied Expeditionary Force.
General Eisenhower.
This landing is part of the concerted United Nations plan of liberation of Europe, made in conjunction with our great Russian allies. I have this message for all of you. Although the initial assault may not have been made in your own country, the hour of your liberation is approaching.
Oh, Mother. Can you believe it? Oh, we could be going home. It doesn't seem possible.
We've been away for so long, I can't imagine it.
Oh, I can. I can imagine every little detail. To be outside again from the sky, Margot. To walk along the canal, to everything.
I can't even let myself think about it. To have a real meal. Will anything taste the same or look the same? I don't know how anything could ever be the same again. I mean, how can we go back, really? You know what I've decided? To be a nurse for newborns. Go far, far away.
How far?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe Palestine? And maybe you'll go back to school in October, September even. Oh, wouldn't that be something, Monica?
You know what I was just thinking about, Woody? You won't believe it, but
I was thinking about that first day we met. When you were buzzing around with all the other boys in Bremerhaven. I picked you out right away, you know. You were the one who made me laugh. And laugh. And that afternoon you took me out on the ferry. First you made me laugh some more, and then you started to kiss me. Oh. And kiss me. And the kisses were even better than the laughter, remember? The ferryman kept watching us, and you gave me so many that the ferry went off course. And then we laughed even more. And when we got back, you were so ravenous that you made that little restaurant open up its doors, and you ordered almost everything on the menu, remember? What an appetite, the waiter kept saying. That man can really eat. We'll go back on that ferry one day, Marie, I promise. It won't be long now. And soon, I'll be making all your old favorites. Red cabbage with sauerkraut. Latkes with your cherished applesauce. We'll even go to Burkott's for cream cakes. But until that time, please. If you are hungry, you just hold on to me. Oh, please, please. Just hold on to me.
Tonight, as I was falling asleep, there was a hung appeared, dressed in rags, her face thin, worn. She looked at me with such sadness in her eyes, I could read the message in them. Oh, Anne, why have you deserted me? Help me, rescue me from this hell! If only I could. Why have I been chosen to live and you to die? Oh, Hanley, if you ever return, I will take you in, share everything I have with you. Are you still alive? I keep seeing your enormous brown eyes. I keep seeing myself in your place. You're a reminder of what my fate might have been. What will we do if we're... No, I mustn't write that down. The question won't go away. It looms before me in total, absolute horror.
And so we come to the end of this broadcast from BBC Radio Europe. For tomorrow, listeners, and we all know, no matter how hard the times and how heavy the separation, we are once more a day closer to the liberation.
Marguerite, there's nothing I owe more.
I can barely understand you. Your mouth's too full.
How many times you haven't stopped eating since we got here?
You're the one who's eating. Look at you. Your face is all red.
Look at you, they're all over your shirt.
Well, it's a lot better than those string beans we had yesterday.
Green, I thought they'd never end. Every string I pulled made me sure I never want to be just a housewife.
You never will be.
I've forgotten how wonderful they are.
Course you forgot. We haven't seen berries in 2 years.
Don't eat too many, Putty. Remember how sick you were last night from the kale soup.
I'm afraid there won't be enough for jam with those three up in the attic.
Lucy, you're such a worrier. Let the children enjoy themselves. God, these are good.
I'll tell you a secret. Every night I think they're coming. They're coming, our liberators.
I bet you both forget about me once you're back with my old friends.
Most of her friends are gone.
But we won't forget you, ever.
I'll tell you one thing. As soon as we get out of here, I'm making sure no one knows I'm Jewish.
What?
I'm serious. Life would be a lot easier if I were a Christian.
You mean you'd be baptized?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'd never tell you who I am. I couldn't. Don't you know you'll always be Jewish in your soul? No wonder I have to abandon all my ideals. They seem so absurd and impractical. Yet I cling to them because I still believe, in spite of everything, people are truly good at heart.
Not what to eat. Hold deine Sachen! Hold deine Sachen! Los! Stehen! Mach schnell!
It's really impossible to build my life on a foundation. I see the world transformed into a wilderness. I hear the approaching thunder, which will destroy us too. I feel the concern of millions.
Mal weiter! Schnell, schnell, Juden! Raus! Raus, Juna! Raus! Raus, Juden, Schwein! Raus! 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 Jetzt die Frauen! Los! Raus! Raus, Drecksau! Raus! 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 Juden, Huren!
Westport. Barren heath. Wooden towers where our Jailers stand guard. Walls covered with thousands of flies. The 8 of us crammed into Barrack 67. Betrayed, we never know by whom. Our last month together. Our last month. Anne and Peter walking hand in hand between the barracks and barbed wire. Edith worrying about the children, washing underclothing in murky water. No. Margot, silent, staring at nothing. Our last days on Dutch soil. Late August. Paris free. Brussels. Antwerp. But for us it is too late. Tuesday, September 3rd, 1944. 1,000 of us herded into cattle cars. The last transport to leave Westport for the extermination camps. The train. 3 days, 3 nights. On the 3rd night, Auschwitz. Separation, men from women. Edith, Margot, Anne, my family. Never again. Selection. Half our transport killed in the gas chambers. One day, Peter and I see a group of men march away. His father among them. Gassed. Peter on the death march to Mauthausen. Dead 3 days before the British arrived. His mother, Auschwitz, Bergen-Belsen, Buchenwald, Theresienstadt. Date of death unknown. Mr. Dussel dies in Neuengamme. January 27th, 1945. I am freed from Auschwitz. I know nothing of Edith and the children. And then I learned. Edith died in Birkenau of grief, hunger, exhaustion. Winter of 45. Typhus breaks out in Bergen-Belsen, killing thousands of prisoners. Among them, Marco. Anne's friend, Annalie, sees Ed through the barbed wire. Naked, her head shaved, covered with lice. I don't have anyone anymore, she weeps. A few days later, man dies. My daughter's bodies dumped into mass graves. Just before the camp is liberated. All that remains.
Unless you write yourself, you can't know how wonderful it is. When I write, I shake off all my cares. But I want to achieve more than that. I want to be useful and bring enjoyment to all people, even those I've never met. I want to go on living even after my death.